Trinculo!
Fiesta fatal, fiesta fatal. Yo tengo un mariconero.
I'm treat. Stefano!
Gonzala! Sebastienne!
Como me duermo, demasiado, demasiado.
Caliban! Antonio! Ferdinand!
Miranda!
Alonzo! King of Naples! I am Prospero, the wrong Duke of Milan.
Ariel! Hell is empty! And all the devils are here! Father, you have set the wild waters in this roar. Allay it!
Oh, I have suffered with those that I saw suffer. A brave vessel. No doubt some noble creature in her dashed all to pieces. The poor souls, they perished. Had I been a god of power, I would have sunk the sea within the earth to protect the good ship and the frauding souls within her.
Be collected. No more amazement. Tell thy piteous heart there's no harm done.
Oh, woe the day.
Oh, no harm at all. I have done nothing but in care of thee, my dear one, who art ignorant of what thou art, not knowing of whence I am, nor that I am more better than Prospero, master of a full poor cell and thine own greater father.
More to know, did never meddle with my thoughts.
'Tis time, come. Lend me thy hand here. Pluck my magic garment from me. So, lie there my art.
Father, the ship and the sailors!
Wipe thou thine eyes, have comfort. The direful spectacle of the wreck. The roaring waves, the rocking ships, the lightning, the thunder, the waves and the boats crashing. This that did touch the very virtue of compassion in thee, know that I have, by such provision in mine art so safely ordered, that there is not a soul, no, not so much a hair betid, to any creature on the vessels which thou sawest sink, which thou heardst cry.
What you have oft begun to tell me what I am, but stopped and left me to a bootless inquisition, concluding, stay, not yet.
'Tis time. The very minute bids thee ope thine ear. Obey, and be attentive. Now, Miranda, canst thou remember a time before we came into this island? I do not think thou canst, but then thou wast not out 3 years old.
Oh, certainly, sir. I can.
By what? By any shape or image that lives in thy imagination, of any recollection that they have? Tell me.
'Tis far off, and rather like a dream than any assurance which my remembrance warrants. Had I not 4 or 5 women who once attended me?
Oh, thou hadst, Miranda, and more. But how is it this lives in thy imagination? If thou rememberest aught else, tell me.
But that, sir? I do not.
12 years, Miranda, 12 years since, thy father was the Duke of Milan and a prince of power.
Sir, are you not my father?
Thy mother was a work of virtue. She told me thou wast my daughter, I was your father, and my only heir, a princess, no worse issued.
Heavens! Oh, but what foul play had we that we came from thence? Or was blessed wetst we did?
But, both, my dear, by foul means were we heaved hence, but also blessedly hope hither.
Oh, my heart bleeds to think of the teen I have turned you to, which is from my remembrance. But please you, farther.
Thy uncle and my brother, Antonio. I pray a brother could be so pernicious. He to whom I gave the manage of my state, which at that time through all the provinces was the first, and Prospero, the prime duke, being so reputed in reputation, and for the liberal arts without a parallel. These affairs of state I cast upon my brother, and became wrapped and transported in my secret studies. Oh, thy false uncle! Dost thou attest me?
Aye, sir, most heedfully.
Antonio, so dry was he for sway, approaches the king of Naples, offers to do him homage, give him tribute, subject his coronet to his crown, and bend the mighty dukedom of Milan to most ignoble stooping. Yes. King of Naples, then an enemy to me inveterate, hearkens my brother's suit, which was that he should presently extirpate me and mine out of the dukedom. Yes, whereon a treacherous army levied one midnight in the dead of darkness, the ministers for the enterprise hurried thence, me and thy crying self.
Oh, alack! I not remembering how I cried out then will cry it o'er again. 'Tis but a hint that brings mine eyes to it.
Hear a little more. Be patient. I know I dwell too much upon the past, but pay attention. I may go on long, but I promise I will bring thee to the present business that's now's upon us.
Wherefore did they not that hour destroy us?
Ah, dear, they durst not, so great the love the people bore for me, nor dare they set a mark so bloody on the business. But with fairer colors they painted their foul ends, and few, they hurried us aboard a bark, bore us some leagues to sea where they prepared a rotten carcass of a boat, no mast, no rigging, no sail. The very rats instinctively had quit it, and there they hoist us to cry to the sea that roared back at us. Oh, to sigh, oh, to the wind, whose loving sigh came back as only loving wrong.
Oh, alack! What trouble was I then to you?
Oh, cherubim, 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 thou wast what did preserve me. Thou didst smile with a fortitude infused from heaven.
How came we ashore?
We came ashore by providence divine. Some food we had, and some fresh water from a noble Neapolitan, one of my good friends, Gonzala, who did furnish us with rich garments, linens, necessaries, and other stuffs, which since have steadied us much. So also of her gentleness, knowing how much I loved my book, she did furnish me with volume upon volume from my own library, those volumes which I did prize above my dukedom.
Oh, that I might ever meet this Gonzala.
Sit still now. Hear the last of our sea sorrow. Here we arrived on this island, and here have I, thy schoolmaster, been, and made thee more profit than other princesses have, with time for vainer hours and tutors not so careful.
And heavens, thank you for it. And now, I pray you, sir, for 'tis still beating in my mind, your reason for causing this sea storm.
Know thus far forth, by accident most strange, are my enemies brought to my shore.
Father, the ship,
Now
the boat,
cease
the
more
lightning,
cease
the
more
nobles.
questions. Thou art inclined to sleep. Oh, it is a good dullness. Give it way, daughter. I know thou canst not choose. Ariel, I am ready, spirit. Approach me now, approach.
All hail,
great master, grave Sir Hail, I come to answer thy best pleasure, be it to fly, to swim, to dive into the fire, to ride on the curled clouds, to thy strong bidding task, Ariel, and all our quality.
Hast thou, Ariel, performed to point the tempest that I bade thee?
To every article. I boarded the king's ship. Now in the beak, now in the waist, the deck. In every cabin I flamed amazement. Sometimes I divide and burn in many places. On the topmast, the fires and cracks of sulphurous roaring, the most mighty Neptune seemed to besiege and make his bold waves tremble, yea, his dread trident shake.
Oh, my brave spirit! Who of the mariners was so firm, so constant that this coil did not infect their reason?
Not a soul but felt a fever of the mad and plunged into the foaming brine and quit the vessel. Then, all afire with me, the king's son Ferdinand, with hair upstarting, then like reeds, not hair, was the first man that leapt, cried, "Hell is empty and all the devils are here!"
This is well done, my spirit. But was this done nigh shore?
Close by, my master.
And are they all safe?
Not a hair perished. On their sustaining garments, not a blemish. The king's son have I landed by himself, whom I left cooling of the air with sighs, in an odd angle of the isle, and sitting, his arms in this sad knot.
Of the king's ship, the mariners, and all the rest of the fleet, say how thou hast disposed.
Safely in the harbor is the king's ship. There she's hid, the mariners all under hatches stowed, who with a charm joined to their suffered labor, I have left asleep.
Thy charge exactly is performed. But there's more work for us to do. The time twixt 6 and now must by us be spent most preciously.
Is there more toil? Since thou dost give me pains, let me remember thee what thou hast promised, which is not yet performed me.
How now, Moody? What canst thou demand?
My liberty!
Before thy time be out? Woo! No more.
I prithee, remember I have done thee worthy service, told thee no lies, made no mistakings, served without grudge or grumblings. Thou did promise to bate me a full year.
Hast thou forgotten the torment I found thee in?
No.
Oh, thou hast, and thinks it much fun to tread the ooze of the salt deep, to ride the sharp wind of the north, to do my business in the veins of the earth when it is baked with frost.
I do not, sir.
Oh, thou liest, malignant thing! Hast thou forgot the foul witch Sycorax, who with rage and envy was turned into a hoop? Hast thou forgot her?
No, sir.
Oh, thou liest! Let me tell you about this witch, this foul witch from mischiefs manifold and sorceries too terrible for human hearing, from Argier was banished. Is this not true?
Aye, sir.
Yes, this blue-eyed witch was hither brought with child, and here was left by the sailors. Thou, my servant, was then her servant. But for thou wast a spirit too delicate to act her earthy and abhorred commands, she did confine thee into a cloven pine, within which rift imprisoned thou didst remain 12 years, within which time she died and left thee there to vent thy groans. Oh, free me, oh! Then was this island, save for the child that she did litter here, a freckled whelp-hag born, not honored with a human shape.
Yes, Caliban, her son.
Thou thing, I say so. that Caliban whom now I keep in service. Thou best knowest from what a torment I did free thee. It was a torment to lay upon the damned, and it was mine art, when I arrived on this island and saw thee, that may gape the pine and set thee free.
I thank thee, master.
If thou murmurest more, I'll rend an oak and peg thee in its knotty entrails till thou hast wiled away another dozen winters.
Pardon, master. I will be correspondent to command and do my spring gently.
Well, do so. Do so, and in 2 days I will set thee free.
That's my noble master. What shall I do? Say what? What shall I do?
Go. Make thyself like a nymph of the sea. Be subject to no one's sight but thine and mine, invisible to every eyeball else. Go take this shape and hither come. Go. Hence. With diligence. Go. Go. Awake, dear heart, awake. Thou hast slept well. Awake.
Oh, the strangeness of your story put heaviness in me.
Shake it off. Come on. We'll visit my servant Caliban, who never gives me a kind answer.
'Tis a villain, sir. I do not love to look on.
But as this we cannot do without him. He does fetch our fuel, make us fire, and serve us in offices that profit us. Strong. What ho, Caliban? Thou earth, thou speak.
There's wood enough within.
Come out! Thou tortoise, thou, there's work for thee to do. Waiting. Thou poisonous snake! Got by the devil himself upon thy very dam, come out!
All the infections the sun sucks up from bogs, fens, flats, on Prosper fall, and make him, by inch meal, a disease. Southwest blow on you, blister you all over.
Thou shalt be racked with cramps for this. Side stitches shall pin up thy breath. Thou shalt be pinched as thick as honeycombs. Each pinch more stinging than the bees that made them.
I must eat my dinner. This island is mine by Sycorax my mother, which thou takest from me. When thou camest first, thou strokest me, made much of me, would give me water with berries in it, and teach me how to name the bigger light, and how the less that burn by day and night. And I I loved thee.
Oh.
And I showed thee all the qualities of the island. The fresh springs, brine pits, the barren place, and fertile. Cursed be that I did so. All the charms.
Thou most lying servant, whom stripes may move, not kindness. When I arrived on this island, I did treat thee most humanely. Lodged thee in mine own cell till thou didst seek to violate my daughter.
Would I had peopled the Isle of Caliban!
Oh! I pitied thee. I took pains to make thee speak. Taught thee each hour one thing or the other, when thou didst not, varlet, know thine own meaning, but would gabble like a thing most brutish. I endowed thy purposes with words that made them known, but thy vile race could not abide to be with. Here wouldst thou deservedly confined to this rock.
You taught me language, and my profit on it is I know how to curse.
Ho!
The Red Plague rid you for learning me your language.
Hag, seed, hence, and fetches and fuel. Oh, shouldst thou malice? I'll rack thee with old cramps. Fill thy bones with aches. Make thee roar, till even the beasts will tremble at thy din.
I must obey. His art is of such power, it would control my damn's God.
Go.
Go, yeah. Go.
Come on along unto these yellow sands. Come on along, Ferdinand, and then take hands. Curtsied when you haven't kissed. The wild waves whist, whist, whist. Put it featly here and there. Sweet sprites, the burden bear. Hark, hark, the watchdogs bark. So early in the morning. Hark, hark, I hear the strain of strutting chanticleer cry, cock-a-doodle-doo, cock-a-doodle-doodly-doodly-doo.
Where should this music be? In the air or the earth? It sounds no more, and sure it waits upon some god of the island. Sitting on a bank, weeping again the king my father's wreck, this music crept by me upon the waters, allaying both their fury and my passion with its sweet air. Thence have I followed it, or it hath drawn me, rather. But 'tis gone.
Full fathom 5, thy father lies. Of his bones are coral made. Sea nymphs hourly ring his knell. Ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding.
the fringed curtain of thine eye advance, and say, what seest thou yon?
What is it, a spirit?
Thou wench! It eats, it sleeps, and it has such senses as we have such. This gallant which thou seest was lately in the wreck, but he's somewhat stained with grief. He has lost his fellows and strays about the island to find them.
I might call him a thing divine, for nothing natural I ever saw so noble.
It goes as my soul prompts it.
Most sure the goddess on whom these airs attend, vouchsafe my prayer may know if you remain upon this island, and that you will some good instruction give how I may bear me here. My prime request, which I do last pronounce, is, oh, you wonder if you be maid or no.
No wonder, sir, but certainly a maid.
My language, heavens! I am the best of them that speak this speech, were I but were to spoken.
How now? The best? What wert thou, if the King of Naples heard thee?
A single thing, as I am now, that wonders to hear thee speak of Naples. He does hear me, and that he does I weep. Myself am Naples, who with mine eyes never since at ebb beheld the king my father wrecked.
Oh, alack for mercy.
Yes, faith, and all his lords, the Duke of Milan and his brave son being twain.
The Duke of Milan and his more braver daughter could control thee if now 'twere fit to do it. They both exchanged eyes. Oh, sweet Ariel, I will free thee for this. Soft, sir, a word. I charge thou dost attend me. A word.
Why speaks my father so ungently? This is the third man that e'er I looked on. The first I sighed for. Pity move him to be inclined my way.
Oh, if a virgin, and your affection gone forth, I'll make you the Queen of Naples.
Soft, sir! One word more! They're both in either's powers now. But this swift business I must uneasy make, lest too light winning of the prize make the prize itself too light. Soft, sir, one word more. I charge thou dost usurp a name thou ownest not, and hast put yourself upon this island as a spy to win it from me, the Lord on't.
No, as I am a man.
There's nothing ill that can dwell in such a temple. If the ill spirit have so fair a house, good things will strive to dwell within it.
Come!
Father, please.
Speak not for him. He's an impostor. Come. I manacle thy neck and feet together. Salt water shalt thou drink. Thy food shall be the fresh brooked mussels, withered roots, and husks wherein the acorn cradle. Now follow!
No! I'll resist such entertainment till mine enemy has more power.
Father, make not too rash a trial of him. He is gentle and not fearful.
Oh, put up thy sword, thou who makest a show of striking, but whose conscience is so full of guilt thou canst not do it. Why, I could here disarm thee with this stick and make thy weapon drop.
I beseech you, Father!
Answer, Hang not on my garments!
Sir, have pity. I will be his surety. Father, please.
What? Stand up for an impostor! Thou thinkst there is no such other shape as he in the world, having seen but him and Caliban. Why, to the most of men, he is a Caliban, and they to him are angels.
My affections are then most humble. I have no ambition to see a godlier man.
Come. Obey now. Sit! Thy nerves are in their infancy and have no vigor in them.
So they are. My spirits, as in a dream, are all bound up. My father's loss, the weakness which I feel, the wreck of all my friends, not this man's threats, to whom I am subdued, are but light to me. Might I but through my prison once a day behold this maid.
Oh, sir, have comfort. My father is of a better nature than he appears by speech. This was unwanted, which now came from him.
It works! Ariel, thou shalt be soon as free as mountain winds, but till that time, do all things at my command precisely.
To the syllable.
Come! Follow!
Father, please. But, Father,
Speak not for him! He is a traitor!
Of joy, so have we all. For our escape is much beyond our loss. But for the miracle, I mean our preservation, few in millions can speak like us.
Prithee, peace!
He receives comfort like cold porridge.
The visitor will not give him or so.
When every grief is entertained that's offered.
I prithee, spare!
Oh, well, I have done.
But yet she will be talking.
Here is everything advantageous to life.
True! Save means to live.
Of that, there's none. Or little.
Look how lush and lusty the grass looks. How green.
The ground is indeed tawny.
With an eye of green in it.
She misses not much.
Oh no, she doth but mistake the truth totally.
But the rarity of it is, which is indeed beyond credit.
As many vouched rarities are.
Our garments, being as they were drenched in the sea, hold notwithstanding their freshness and gloss, being rather new-dyed than stained with salt water. Methinks our garments are as fresh as they were when we put them on in the marriage of the king's fair daughter Clarabelle to the king of Tunis.
'Twas a sweet marriage, and we prosper well in our return.
Tunis was never graced before with such a paragon to their queen.
Sir, is that... Oh.
Enough! You cram these words into mine ears against the stomach of my sense. Would I had never married my daughter there. For coming thence my son is lost. And in my rate she too, who is so far from Italy removed, I ne'er again shall see her. Know thou, mine heir, of Naples and of Milan, what strange fish hath made his meal on thee?
Sir, he may still live. I saw him beat the surges under him and ride upon their backs. I not doubt he came alive to land.
No. No. He is gone.
Sir, you may thank yourself for this great loss that would not bless our Europe with your daughter, but rather lose her to an African.
Prithee, peace!
We have lost your son, I fear, forever. The fault's your own.
So is the dearest of the lost.
My Lady Sebastienne!
The truth you speak doth lack gentleness and time to speak it in. You rub the sore when you should bring the plaster.
Very well.
Had I plantation of this isle, my lord?
Oh, she'd sow it with nettle seed!
Or docks, or mallows. And were the queen on it, what would I do?
Escape being drunk for want of wine.
In the Commonwealth, I would, by contraries, execute all things. For no manner of traffic would I admit, no name of magistrates. All men idle, all. And women too? No sovereignty.
And yet, she'd be queen on it.
The latter end of her commonwealth forgets the beginning.
All kind of common nature would bring forth of its own accord without sweat or endeavor to feed my innocent people.
No marrying among her subjects?
None, dame, all idle, whores and knaves.
I would with such perfection govern, sir, as to excel the golden age.
Save her majesty!
Long live Gonzala!
And do you mark me, sir?
Prithee, no more! Thou dost talk nothing to me.
I do well believe, your highness. Only did it to minister occasion to these gentles, who are such sensible and nimble lungs that they always use to laugh at nothing.
Oh, 'twas you we laughed at.
Who in this kind of merry fooling am nothing to you, so you may continue still to laugh at nothing.
Oh, what a blow there was given.
And it had not fallen flatlong.
You are gentles of such brave mettle, who would lift the moon out of her sphere if she could continue in it 5 weeks without changing.
We would so, and then go a bat fowling.
Nay, my good lady, be not angry.
No, I warrant you, I will not adventure my discretion so weakly. But will you laugh me now asleep? For I am very heavy.
Oh, go sleep and hear us.
What? All so soon asleep? I wish mine eyes would with themselves shut out my thoughts. I find they are inclined to do so.
Please you, sir, do not omit the heavy offer of it. It seldom visits sorrow. When it doth, it is a comforter.
We too, my lord, will guard your person while you take your rest and watch your safety.
Thank you. Wondrous heavy.
What a
strange drowsiness possesses them.
It is a quality of the climate.
Why doth it not then our eyelids sink? I find not myself disposed to sleep.
Nor I. My spirits are nimble. They fell together all as if by consent. What might, worthy Sebastienne, oh, what might! No more. And yet methinks I see it in thy face. What thou shouldst be, the occasion speaks to thee, and my strong imagination sees a crown dropping upon thy head.
What? Art thou waking?
Do you not hear me speak?
I do, and surely it is a sleepy language, and thou speakst out of thy sleep.
Noble Sebastienne, thou lett'st thy fortune sleep. Die, rather, wingst while thou art waking.
Thou dost snore distinctly. There's meaning in thy snores.
I am much more serious than my custom. You must be so too, if heed me, which to do trebles the oar.
Well, I am standing water.
I'll teach you how to flow.
Do so. To ebb, hereditary sloth instructs me.
Will you grant with me that Ferdinand is drowned?
He's gone.
Then who is the next heir of Naples?
Claribel.
She that is queen of Tunis from Naples can have no note till newborn chins be rough and razorable. We all were sea-swallowed, though some cast again to perform an act, whereof what's past is prologue, what to come in yours and my discharge.
What stuff is this? How say you?
And let Sebastienne wake! Say this were death that hath now seized them. Surely they were no worse than now they are. There be that can rule as well as he that sleeps. Ladies that can prate as well as this Gonzala. Do you understand me?
Methinks I do.
And how does your content tender your own good fortune?
I remembered. You did supplant your brother, Prospero.
True. And look how well my garments sit upon me, much better than before. My brother's servants were then my fellows, now they are my men.
But for your conscience?
Ay, madam, wherein lies that? But I feel not this deceit in my bosom. Herein lies your brother, whom I, with this obedient steel, can lay to bed forever, whiles you might take this ancient morsel, this Lady Gonzalo, who should not upbraid our course, and for all the rest, they'll take suggestion as a cat laps milk.
Thy case, dear friend, shall be my precedent. As thou caught Milan, I'll come by Naples. Draw thy sword. One stroke shall free thee from the tribute which thou payest, and I, the queen, shall love thee.
Draw together when I rear my hand, do you the like, to fall it on Gonzala.
Oh, but one word.
Shake off slumber and beware! Awake! Awake!
Then let us both be sudden!
God, now good angels preserve the king!
What? How now? Ho, awake! Why are you drawn? And wherefore this ghastly looking?
What is the matter?
Whilst we stood here, even now, securing your repose, we heard a great burst of bellowing like lions or bulls. Did it not wake you? It struck mine ear most terribly.
I heard nothing.
Oh, 'twas a din to fright a monster's ear, to make an earthquake. Surely it was the roar of a whole herd of lions.
Heard you this, Gonzalo?
Upon mine honor, sir, I heard a humming which did wake me. I shook you and I cried, and when mine eyes opened, I saw their weapons drawn. Ugh, let us be upon our guard, or quit this place. Let's draw our weapons.
Lead off this crowd. And let's make further search for my poor son.
Heavens keep him from these beasts. For sure he is on the island.
Lead away.
Oh, Prospero, my lord, shall know what I have done. So, king, go safely on to seek thy son.
All the infections the sun sucks up from bogs, fens, flats on Prospero fall, and make him, by inch meal, a disease. His spirits hear me, yet I needs must curse. But they'll nor pinch, fright me with urchin shows, nor lead me in the dark unless he bid 'em. But for every trifle how they set upon me, sometimes like apes that you bite me, sometimes am I all wound with adders that you hasten me into madness. Lo, now lo, here comes a servant of his and to torment me for bringing one in slowly. I'll fall flat. Perchance he will pay me no mind.
Here's neither bush nor shrub to bear off any weather at all. And another storm brewing. I can hear it sing in the wind. If it should thunder now, as it did before, I know not where I should hide my head. What have we here? A man or a fish? Dead or alive? It's a fish. Smells like a fish. A very ancient and fish-like smell. Kind of not of the newest. Poor John. Strange fish. Were I in England now, as I once was, and I had this fish, but painted, not a holiday fool there, but would give a piece of silver, there would this monster make a man. Any strange beast there makes a man. Legs like a man. And his fins like Arms! Warm! Right. I do now let loose my opinion. Hold it no longer. That this is no fish, but an islander that hath recently suffered by a thunderbolt. Alas, the storm is come again. My best way is to creep under his gabardine. There is no other shelter hereabout. Oh. Ugh. Misery acquaints a man with strange bedfellows. Here I will shroud till the dregs of the storm be past.
I shall no more to sea, here I shall die ashore. Oh, this is a scurvy tune to sing at a man's funeral. But here's my comfort. The master, the swabber, the boatswain, and I, the gunner and his mate, of Baalbeg and Marion, but none of them cared for Kate. This is a scurvy song too, but here's my comfort.
Do not torment me!
What is this? Have we devils here? Do they set upon us with tricks and savages and men of Indy? Ha! I have not feared the drowning to be afeard of your. It's four legs. For it hath been said, as much a man ever stood on 4 legs cannot make him give ground. And it shall be said again, as Stefano breathes at nostrils.
The spirits torment me. Oh, no.
This is some monster of the isle with 4 legs who have, as I take it, an ague. Where the devil should he learn our language? I will give him some relief if it will be for that. If I could tame him and get him to Naples to me, he will make a fine present for any emperor.
Do not torment me, prithee, I'll bring my wood home faster.
He will taste of my bottle. If he will never drunk wine afore, it will go near to remove his fit. Yeah. Your bottle.
Thou dost me yet but little hurt. Thou wilt anon, I know it by thy trembling. Now Prospero works upon thee.
Open your mouth. This will give language to you, cats. Open your mouth. This will shake your shaking soundly. You cannot tell. You cannot tell who is your friend. Open your chaps again.
I should know that voice. It should be, but he is drowned, and these are devils. Oh, defend me!
4 legs, 2 voices, a most delicate monster. His forward voice is to speak of friends. His backwards voice is to utter foul deferences and detract. If all the wine in my bottle can recover him, I will help his ague. Amen. I will pour some in thy other mouth. Oh, doth thy other mouth call thee? Mercy, mercy. This is a devil and no monster. I will leave him. I have no long spoons.
Stefano! If thou beest Stefano, touch me and speak to me, for I am Trinculo. Be not afeared, thy good friends, Trinculo!
Thou art very Trinculo indeed. Ah, how camest thou to besiege of this mooncalf?
Well, I took him to be killed with a thunderstroke. But art thou not drowned, Stefano? I hope now thou art not drowned. And is the storm overblown? I hid me under this dead mooncalf's gabardine for fear of the storm, but art thou living, Stefano? Oh, Stefano! To Neapolitan skate!
I prithee, do not turn me about. My stomach is not constant.
These be fine things. And if they be not sprites, that's a brave god. And bears celestial liquor. I will kneel to him.
Swear now how thou escapest. How camest thou hither? For my part, I escaped on the butt of a sack thrown overboard by the sailors. By this bottle, which I made from the bark of a tree by my own hands.
I will swear upon thy bottle to be thy true subject. Prithee be my god.
Swear now how thou escapest.
Swum ashore, man, like a duck. I can swim like a duck. I'll be sworn.
Oh, kiss the book. Thou canst swim like a duck. Thou art made like a goose.
Oh, Stefano, hast thou any more of this?
Oh, the whole butt, man. My cellar is in a rock by the shore where my wine is hid. How now, mooncalf?
Hast thou not dropped from heaven?
Aye, out of the moon, I do swear it. I was man of the moon when time once was.
I have seen thee in her, and I do adore thee.
By this good life! This is a very shallow monster. I afeared of him, a very weak monster. The man in the moon, a most poor, credulous monster.
I will show thee every fertile inch of the island, and I will kiss thy foot.
By this light, this is a most perfidious and drunken monster. When God's asleep, he'll rob his bottle.
I will kiss thy foot, and swear myself thy true subject.
Down then, deal and swear.
I shall laugh myself to death at this puppy-headed monster, a most scurvy monster. I could find in my heart to beat him.
I will show thee the best springs. I'll pick thee berries. I'll fish for thee and get thee wood enough. A plague upon the tyrant I serve. I'll bear him no more sticks, but follow thee, thou wondrous man.
A most ridiculous monster to make a wonder of a poor drunkard.
I prithee, let me show thee where crabs grow. Show thee the jay's nest. Instruct thee how to snare the nimble marmoset. Oh! I will bring thee to clustering filberts, and sometimes I will get thee young scamel from the rocks. Wilt thou come with me?
I pray thee, go to without any more talking. Trinculo, the king and all his company being drowned, we shall inherit here. Therefore, bear my bottle, Trinculo. We will fill it by and by again.
Farewell, master! Farewell! Farewell!
Monster! A drunken monster!
I'm a wild thing! And I got to sing! No more games I'll make! More fish! No petrifying! My name is Caliban. Found me a brand new man! Freedom!
Oh, brave monster, lead the way.
There be some sports are painful, and their labor to lighten them sets off. Oh, this, my mean task, would be as heavy to me as odious, but the mistress which I serve quickens what's dead and makes my labor's pleasures. Oh, she is 10 times more gentle than her father. Is crabbed, and he's composed of harshness. I must remove some thousands of these logs and pile them up upon a sore injunction. My sweet mistress, my sweet mistress weeps when she sees me work and says, such baseness had never like executor. I forget, but these sweet thoughts do even refresh my labors most busy least when I do it.
Alas, now pray you, work not so hard. Pray, sit you down and rest you. My father is hard at study. He's safe these 3 hours.
Oh, most dear mistress, the sun will set before I shall discharge what I must strive to do.
If you'll sit down, I'll carry your logs the while. Pray you, give me that. I'll carry it to the pile.
No, precious creature, I'd rather crack my sinews, break my back, than you should such dishonor undergo while I sit lazy by.
It would become you as well as it would me, and I should do it with much more ease, for my goodwill is to it and yours is against it. You look weary.
No, noble mistress, 'tis fresh morning with me when you are by at night. What's your name?
Miranda. Oh, father, I've broke your hest to say so.
Admired Miranda, have I liked several women, never any with so full soul, but some defect with her did quarrel with the noblest grace she owed and put it to the foil. But you, oh you, so perfect and so peerless, are created of every creature's best.
Oh. Dun 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 dun. Why look you in amazement? I do not know one of my sex, no women's face remember, save from my glass, mine own. Nor have I seen more than I may call men than you, my good friend, and my dear father. How features are abroad I am skilless of, but by my modesty, which is the jewel of my dower, I would not wish any companion in the world but you. But I prattle something too wildly, and my father's precepts I therein do forget.
I am in my condition a prince, Miranda. I do think a king. I would not so, and would no more endure this wooden servitude than to suffer the flesh fly blow my mouth. Hear my soul speak. The very instant that I saw you, did my heart fly to your service. Resides there to make me servant to it, and for your sake am I this patient log man.
Do you love me?
Oh, heaven and earth, bear witness. I, before all else in the world, do love, prize, honor you.
Oh, I am a fool to weep at that which I am glad of.
Wherefore weep you?
At mine unworthiness, that dare not offer what I desire to give, much less take what I shall die to want. Hence, bashful cunning, and prompt me plain and holy innocence. I am your wife if you will marry me. If not, I will die your maid. To be your fellow you may deny me, but I will be your servant whether you will or no.
Oh, my mistress dearest, and I thus humble ever.
My husband, then?
I, with a heart as willing as bondage ever of freedom. Here's my hand.
And mine, with my heart in it. And now farewell, till half an hour hence.
1,000,000. Oh.
So glad of this as they I cannot be, who am surprised withal. Yet let nothing in the world be greater than this in my rejoicing. Now I'll to my book, for yet ere supper time I must perform much business appertaining.
Not a drop before. Therefore, bear up and board 'em. Servant monster, drink to me.
Servant monster? The folly of this island. They say there's but 5 upon this isle, and we be 3 of them. If the other 2 be brains like us, the state taught us.
Drink, servant monster, when I bid thee. Thy eyes are almost inside of thy head.
Oh, where should they be set else? He were a brave monster indeed, if they were set
in his tail. My man, monster, have drowned his tongue in sack. For my part, the sea cannot drown me. I swam ere I could recover the shore, 35 leagues off it or by this light. Thou shalt be my lieutenant, monster, or my standard.
your lieutenant, if you list. He's no standard.
Will not run, Monsieur Monster?
No. Nor go neither, but will lie like dogs and yet say nothing neither.
Moon calf, speakest once in thy life if thou beest a good moon calf.
How does thy honor? Let me lick thy shoe. I'll not serve him. He is not valiant.
Why? Thou debauched fish. Thou would.
Look how he mocks me! Wilt thou let him, my lord?
Trinculo, keep a good tongue in thy head. This monster is my subject, and he will not suffer any indignity.
Would thou be pleased to hearken once again to the suit I made to thee?
Marry I will. Kneel and repeat it, I shall stand, and so shall Trinculo.
As I told thee, I am subject to a tyrant, a sorcerer, who by his cunning hath cheated me of the island.
Thou liest!
Thou liest, thou jesting monkey, thou! I would, my valiant master, would destroy thee. I do not lie.
Trinculo, interrupted's tail once more. By this hand I will supplant some of thy teeth.
I said nothing.
Mum then, and no more. Proceed.
I say, by sorcery he got the isle. From me he got it. If thy greatness would revenge it on him, for I know thou darest, but this thing, dare not.
Aye, that's most certain.
It would become yours.
How canst it be compassed? Will thou bring me to the party?
Yea, my lord. I'll yield him thee asleep. There thou mayest knock a nail into his head.
Thou liest, thou canst not.
What? A pied ninnies This I do beseech thee, give him blows! And take his bottle from him. When that's gone, he shall drink naught but brine.
Trinculo, one more word and by this hand, I'll make a stockfish of thee. Like that. Some of that.
Why? I said nothing. I'll go further off.
Did thou not sayeth he lies?
Thou liest!
Do I so? Taketh thou that? Oh. As thou likest, giveth the lie another time.
I did not give the lie. Out of your wits and hearing too. A pop on your bottle. This can sack and drinking do. A murrain on your monster. And the devil take your fingers.
Beat him enough! After a little time, I'll beat him too!
Stand further off. Proceed.
Why, 'tis a custom of his in the afternoon to sleep. There thou mayest brain him with a log. Batter his skull! Punch him with a stake! Or cut his weapon with thy knife! Remember, first to possess his books, and then his daughter!
Oh, is this not so, brave lass?
Aye, my lord, she will become thy bed, I warrant, and bring thee forth brave brood!
Monster, I will kill this man. Thyself and my shall be king and queen, save your graces, and thyself and Trinculo shall be viceroys. How dost thou like us this plan, Trinculo?
Excellent!
Give me thy hand. I am sorry I beat thee, but while thou livest, keep a good tongue in thy cheek.
Within this half hour will he be asleep. Wilt thou destroy him then?
Aye, on my honor.
Oh, this will I tell my master.
Thou makest merry. I am full of pleasure. Let us be jocund. Will you troll me the catch you taught me but while here?
At thy request, monster. Oh, Trinculo, let us sing.
Me.
Oh, Scoutman, Scoutman, thought it's free, thought it's free.
That's not the tune.
What is this? the same?
This is the game of our cat, played by the picture of nobody.
If thou beest a man, show thyself in thy likeness. If thou beest a devil, takest thou as thy list?
Forgive me my sins!
Oh, he that dies pays all debts. Have mercy upon us!
Art thou afeard?
No, master. Not I.
Be not afeard. This isle is full of strange noises, sounds, and sweet airs that give delight and hurt not.
Oh, this will prove a brave kingdom for me, who are made to give my music for nothing.
When Prospero is destroyed.
Aye, that will be by and by. I know the plan.
The sound is going away. Let's follow it, and after, do our work.
Lead on, brave monster. We'll follow.
By your Larkin, I can go no further. Here's a maze trodden deep through forthrights and meanders. By your patience, I needs must rest me.
Dear lady, I do not blame thee, who am myself attached with weariness to the dulling of my spirit. Sit down, rest. Even here I will give off my hope and keep it no longer for my flatterer. He is drowned, whom thus we stray to find. We'll let him go.
Oh, I am right glad that he is so out of hope. Do not for one repulse forego the purpose that you resolve the effect.
The next advantage will we take thoroughly.
Let it be tonight. For now they are oppressed with travel. They cannot nor will not use such vigilance as when they are fresh.
I say tonight, no more.
Fiesta.
What harmony is this? My good friend, hark!
Marvelous sweet music.
Oh, give us kind fathers, heaven! What are these?
A living drollery. Now I will believe that there are unicorns. That in Arabia there is one tree, the phoenix is thrown. At this hour, one phoenix reigning there.
I'll believe both. Travelers ne'er did lie, the fools at home condemn them.
If in Naples were I to report this now, would I be believed if I said I saw the creatures? Who knows? They be monstrous of shape, yet they are still more kind, more gentle than some of our human generation.
Honest lady, thou hast spoke well. For there be among those here those that are worse than devils.
I cannot too much muse. Such shapes, such gesture, such sound, expressing a kind of excellent silent discourse.
So, sir, be not so confident of the ending till thou hast seen the rest of the play.
They vanish strangely.
No matter, for they have left their viands behind, for we have stomachs. Will it please you, taste of what is here?
Not I.
Oh, faith, sir, you need not fear.
I will stand to and feed. Sister, my lord, the Duke, stand to and do as we.
You are three men of sin, whom destiny, the never-surfeited sea, hath caused to belch up you, and on this island I have made you mad! Oh, you fools! I and my fellows are ministers of fate. My fellow ministers are like invulnerable. If you could hurt, your swords are now too massy for your strengths and will not be uplifted. But remember that you three from Milan did supplant good Prospero. The powers delaying, not forgetting, heaven sensed the seas and shores, yea, all creatures against your peace. Thee, of thy Alonzo, they have bereft. Upon your heads is nothing but heart's sorrow.
Oh, sir. Oh, why sit you there in such a state?
It is monstrous! Monstrous! Methought the billows spoke and told me of it. The winds did sing it to me. And the thunder, that deep and dreadful organ pipe, pronounced the name of Prospero! No!
Oh.
Therefore my son in the ooze is bedded. And I will seek him deeper than air plummet sounded. And with him there lie muttered.
But one fiend at a time? I'll fight their legions o'er.
I'll be thy second.
All three of them are desperate. Their great guilt, like poison given to work a great time after, now begins to bite the spirits. I'll follow now and see what will happen.
Sir, if I have too austerely punished you, your compensation makes amends. All thy vexations have been but trials of thy love, and thou hast strongly stood the test. Therefore, afore heaven, I ratify this, thy rich gift. Oh, Ferdinand, do not smile at me, that I do boast hereof, for you shall see that she shall outstrip all praise and make it halt behind her.
Oh, I do believe it against an oracle.
Then, as mine own rich gift, and thine own acquisition worthily acquired, take my daughter. But, if thou breakst her virgin not, before all sanctimonious ceremonies, with full and holy rite be ministered, no sweet aspersions from the heavens shall fall upon thy contract to make it grow, but barren hate, sour-eyed disdain, and discord shall destroy the marriage of thy union bed and make thee hate it both.
As I hope for quiet days, fair issue and long life, with such love as 'tis now the murkiest den, the most opportune place, the strongest suggestion shall never melt mine honor into lust.
Fairly spoke. Fairly spoke. Sit then and talk with her, for she is thine. Ariel. Ariel, my industrious spirit, come.
What would my potent master? Here I am.
Go, bring the rabble whom I gave thee power here to this place.
Presently?
Aye, in a twink.
Before you can say, come and go and breathe twice and cry so, each one dripping on his toe, will be here with mop and mow. Do you love me, master?
Dearly, my dear Ariel.
No. Well, I conceive.
Oh, look thou be true. Give not dalliance too much the sway. The strongest oaths are but straw to the fire and the blood. Be more abstemious, or else, whoop, good night your vow.
I warrant you, sir, the white cold virgin snow upon my heart abates the ardor of my liver.
Well, come, Ariel, now, come. Bring a corollary rather than want a spirit. No tongue, be silent, all eyes.
This is the most majestic vision and harmonious charmingly. Mighty bold of these spirits?
They are spirits here, which I have called forth from their confines to enact my present fancies. Aboard, aboard, no more! Be gone! I had forgot the foul conspiracy of the beast Caliban against my life. The moment of his plot is almost come.
This is strange. Your father's in some passion that works him strongly.
Never till this day saw I in him a rage so disfigured. Whew.
You do look at a move sort, my son. Be not dismayed. Our revels now have ended, and as I foretold you, they have all vanished into air, into thin air. And like the baseless fabric of this vision, the cloud-capped towers, the gorgeous palaces, the solemn temples, yea, the great globe itself, and all which it inherit, shall dissolve, and like this insubstantial pageant faded, leave not a rack behind. Oh, we are such stuff as dreams are made on, and our little lives are rounded with a sleep. Sir, my mind is vexed. Bear with my weakness. My old mind is troubled. Be not dismayed. If you would, retire into my cell, and there repose a while. A turn or two I'll take to still my beating mind.
We wish you peace.
Oh, come with the thought, Ariel. I thank thee.
Thy thoughts I cleave to. What's thy pleasure?
Spirits, we must prepare to meet with Caliban.
Aye, my commander. I thought to have told thee of it, but I feared lest I might anger thee.
Well, say again, where hast thou left these varlets?
Oh, I told you, sir, they were red hot with drinking. I left them in the filthy, mantled pool beyond your cell. They are dancing up to the chins that the foul lake o'er stunk their feet. Ooh.
This was well done, my bird. Thy shape invisible retain thou still. The trumpery in my cell, go bring it hither for stale to catch these thieves.
I go.
Caliban, a devil on whose nurture can never stick. I will plague them all, even to roaring. Come. Hang the trumpery on this line here.
cell. Therefore speak softly.
Monster, your fairy, which you say is a harmless fairy, have done not but play the jack with us.
Monster, I do smell all horse piss, at which my nose is in great indignation.
Mine too, do you hear, monster? Oh, if I should take such a displeasure against you, look you!
Thou wert but a lost monster.
Good, my lord, give me thy grace still. Be patient, for the prize I'll bring to thee shall hoodwink this mischance. Therefore speak softly.
But to lose our bottles in the pool.
I will throw off my bottle, though I be your ears for my labor.
Look here. This is the mouth of his cell. No noise and enter.
Oh, give me thy hand. I do begin to have bloody thoughts.
Do that good mischief which will make this island thine own.
Oh! Oh! King Stefano! Oh! Here! Oh, worthy Stefano, look at what a wardrobe here is for thee!
Let it alone, thou fool! 'Tis but trash!
Oh, monster. We know what belongs to a frippery. Oh, King Stefano!
Put off that gown, Trinculo, by this hand, we'll have that gown!
Thy grace shall have it.
Drops.
Oh, yes. Put on. Oh, Mr. Sturkin, is this not my line? Now is my jerkin under the line.
Ooh, do. We steal by line and level, and like your grace.
Drops, drown this fool! What do you mean to do it on such luggage? Let it alone! Do the murder first!
Sir, be quiet. As king of this isle, I will have none of it. You shall left.
Monster, come.
Put some lime upon your fingers, and away with the rest.
I will have none of it! We shall lose our time and all be turned to apes with foreheads villainous blow!
Oh, monster, put to your fingers, help to bear this away, or I will cast thee out of my kingdom. Go to, carry this.
And this.
Aye, and this.
Hark! They roar!
Let them be hunted soundly. Now, at this moment lie all mine enemies at my command. Shortly, Ariel, shall my labors end, and thou shalt have the air of freedom. Now doth my project gather to a head. How fares the king and his followers?
All prisoners, sir, in the Line Grove which weather fence your cell. They cannot budge till your release. The king, his sister, and yours abide, all three distracted, brimful of sorrow and dismay. Your charm so strongly works them that if you now beheld them, your affections would become tender.
Tender? Tender? Dost thou think so, spirit?
Mine would, sir, were I human.
Then mine shall, though I am still struck by their high wrongs. My nobler reason doth take part against my fury, and I find that virtue is the better form than vengeance. Go, untie the spell. My charms I'll break, their senses I'll restore, and they shall be themselves.
I'll fetch them, sir.
Oh, I have bedimmed the noontide sun. Called forth the mutinous winds. Twixt the green sea and the azured vault have I set roaring war. To the dread rattling thunder have I given fire. And I have made the strong base promontory shake, and plucked up by the spurs the pine and cedar by my so potent art. But this rough magic I here abjure, and when I have required some heavenly music, as even now I do to work upon my senses, then my staff I'll break. Bury it certain fathoms in the ground, and deeper, than did ever plummet sound, I'll drown my book. There stand, or you are spell stopped. Oh, honorable lady, holy Gonzala, my true self-preserver and a loyal dame. Oh, to the king thou servest, I shall praise thy goodness home in word and deed. Most cruelly didst thou, Alonzo, use me and my daughter. Their sister Sebastienne was a further in the act. Not pinched for it now, Sebastienne. However, I do forgive thee. Stay! Flesh and blood, O brother mine, who didst entertain ambition and expel remorse, I here forgive thee, unnatural though thou art.
I drink the air before me in return, or your pulse twice beat.
All trouble, torment, wonder, and amazement doth inhabit here. Some heavenly power, please guide us out of this fearful country.
Behold, Sir King, the wronged Duke of Milan, Prospero! Yes, for a greater proof that a living duke does here address thee, let me embrace thy body.
The affliction of my mind amends, with which I fear a madness held me. Thy dukedom I resign, and do entreat thou pardon me my wrongs. But how should Prospero be living and be here?
Hold first, honorable lady. Let me embrace thy goodness, whose honor can be neither measured nor confined. Welcome, sir, welcome. But you, my brace of lords, I could here pluck down His Highness's frown upon your body and brand you traitor. But at this time, I shall tell no tale.
The devil speaks in him.
No! For you, most wicked sir, whom to call brother would e'en infect my mouth, I do forgive thy rankest faults, all of them. But I require that thou restore my dukedom to me, which perforce I know thou canst not say no.
If thou beest prosperous, give us particulars of thy preservation. How thou hast met us here, who 3 hours since were wracked upon this shore, where I have lost my dear son, Ferdinand.
I am woe for it, sir.
Irreparable is the loss, and patience says it is past her cure.
Oh, I fear thou hast not sought her help at all.
You, like loss?
As great to me as late, and supportable to make the dear loss of I means much weaker, for I have lost a daughter.
A daughter? Oh, heavens! That they were living both in Naples, the king and queen there. That they were. I wish myself were muddered in that oozy bed where my son lies. When did you lose your daughter?
In this last tempest. This last tempest. But welcome, sir, welcome. This sells my court. Here have I subjects few and citizens none abroad. But I could here produce as good a thing, or else something at least to wonder, that Mel requite ye as much as me, my dukedom. I pray you, sirs, look in.
I pray you, my lord, you play me false.
No, my dearest love, I would not for the world.
Yea, for a score of kingdoms you should wrangle, and I would call it fair play.
If this prove the vision of the island, one dear son shall I twice lose.
A most high miracle.
Though the seas threaten, they are merciful. I have cursed them without cause.
All the blessings of a glad father compass thee about. Stand and say how thou camest here.
Oh, how many goodly creatures are there here! How beauteous mankind is! Oh, brave new world that hath such people in it!
Oh, Miranda, Miranda, 'tis new to thee.
What is this maid with whom thou wast at play? Is she the goddess that hath severed us and brought us thus together?
Sir, she is mortal, but by immortal providence she's mine. She is daughter to this famous Duke of Milan, of whom so often I have heard renown but never saw before, of whom I've received a second life, and second father this lady makes him to me.
I am hers. But how oddly will it sound that I must ask my child forgiveness?
There, sir, stop. Let us not burden our remembrance with a heaviness that's gone.
Oh, look down, you gods, and on this couple drop a blessed crown. For sure 'twas they that we were brought hither.
I say amen, Gonzalo.
Oh, be it so! Amen!
Ariel. Ariel. Go bring Caliban and his confederates here to this place. Sir King, how fares your lordship? You are still missing a few odd members of your company?
What things are these, my Lord Antonio? Will money buy them?
Very like. One of them is a plain fish and no doubt marketable.
Mark but the badges of these men and say if this be true. These three have robbed me. And this demi-devil, for he's a bastard one, has conspired with them to take my life. These two you must own and acknowledge yours. This thing of darkness I acknowledge mine.
I shall be pinched to death!
Is not this Stefano, my drunken butler?
He is drunk now. Ugh, where had he wine?
And Trinculos reeling ripe. Where should they find this grand liquor that hath gilded them? How camest thou in this pickle?
I have been in such a pickle since I saw you last that I fear me I will never out of my bones. I shall not fear fly blowing.
How now, Stefano?
Oh, do not touch me! I am not Stefano, but a cram!
A cram! You would be king of the island, Cyril? Ah.
Hi, and I'd be a poor one for it.
Well, this is a stranger thing as e'er I looked on.
He is as disproportioned in his manners as in his shape. Go, Sudyn. Take your companions to my cell, and if thou choose to have my forgiveness, Trim it handsomely.
Aye, my lord, I will, and I'll be wise hereafter, and seek thy grace. What a thrice double ass was I to take this drunkard for a god and worship the dull fool.
I forgive thee. Go, hence, and take your companions with you.
Bestow your luggage where you found it.
Stole it, rather.
Sir, I invite you and your train to spend just one night in my cell, where I shall with such sweet discourse make the night pass quick away, and tell the story of my life and the particular accidents of how I came into this isle. And in the morn, I'll bring you to your ship, and thence to Naples, where I hope to see the nuptials of our dearly beloved solemnized.
I long to hear the story of your life, which must take the ear strangely.
I'll deliver all, and promise you calm seas. I pray you, sir, walk in. Ariel? Ariel? This then is thy last charge. Do the elements be free, and fare thou well. Now, my charms are all o'erthrown, and what strength I have's mine own, which is most faint. Ah, now 'tis true, I must be here confined by you, or sent to Naples. Ah, let me not, since I have my dukedom got, and pardon my deceiver, dwell on this fair island by your spell, but release me from my bands, and with the strength of your good hands, gentle breath of yours, must fill my sail, or else my project fails, which was to please. Oh, now I want art to enforce and spirits to enchant, and my ending is despair, unless it be relieved by prayer. Prayer which pierces so that it assaults mercy herself and frees all faults. As you with the Wegmans bag, and you with the bottle of wine, and you two holding hands way and back there. As all of you from your crimes would pardon be, oh, let your indulgence set us free. Set us free, set us free, set us free. Oh, let your indulgence set us free.